What's up, people? Tom Leyden with you, joined by James Masison from American Event Rental. Now, I got to first of all, hello. How are you?
Hey, Tom. Good. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. And I need to set the stage for those listening who don't know you and may know me a little bit more just because they hear me on every one of these episodes. This is one of the most chill dudes you will ever come across. I mean, I will admit I have high energy, and I'm kind of an in-your-face sort of person, and I get it. James just, as they say, GSD. He gets stuff done. He is focused. How would you describe yourself? I'm like describing you, and you should probably describe yourself. You're very chill.
I don't know. Yeah. I guess chill, relax. Not much ruffles my feathers. I guess I'm pretty level-headed.
Good, level-headed. I like that. A little bit subdued. I haven't seen you get like overly energetic yet. I'm sure that. Listen, congratulations, by the way. Unrelated to work, a new father. Yep. Your first child, a daughter brought into the world 3 months ago. How's that going?
Thank you. Great, exciting. Life-changing for sure.
So we are actually coming to you from a place called Everything Bagel, which you may have passed on Route 1 right before Gillette Stadium as you come south towards Patriot Place, because it's kind of in the middle. So we said, hey, where can we convene? Because your base of operations is where exactly?
So we're based out of Attleboro, Mass. We travel, kind of all around Mass and Rhode Island. But that's our headquarters, warehouse location that we work out of.
And that's why we have met here in the middle. Pretty easy for both of us to get here. I first met James when we did our party last spring at Hale Education. So what James does, among other things, but probably the most notable thing, is if you need a tent for a party, this is the man. Like, unbelievable how efficient the logistical process is, and before you know it, you've got this beautiful tent. And I've used a small one. I had a relatively small tent for the event at Hale, but then we went big for the event at the Bean Farm. So if you were at the Bean Farm, that tent as well was provided by James and his team at American Event Rental. So is the tent world kind of your big moneymaker? Is that the biggest thing you do?
Yeah. I'd say that's the majority of it, and that's definitely on our side, the core of the event. It's kind of, you get the tent and then you need stuff under it. Tenting is definitely the focus of the company at this point.
Now, how did you get into this? Let's take a couple steps back and just understand what made you want to follow this career path.
Yeah. So it's definitely something not many people would think about.
But it's a great niche business that people need.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Kind of a third generation, but kind of first generation at the same time in the industry. So my grandfather opened a Taylor rental in Foxboro back in the 70s. My dad was one of one of four sons. So they all worked in the business. They grew that to 3 locations, 3 different businesses. That got sold off in the 90s to 3 brothers. All kind of took their own business. At that point, they kind of all went their own way. Some kind of sold and restarted other rental businesses. Some were in and out of the industry. My dad focused entirely on equipment out of the Taylor rental in Foxboro. Really focused on construction, which was great in the 90s and 2000s, not great in the recession. So that ended up closing during the recession. In high school and college, I ended up working for an uncle that owned a tent company in Mansfield. So that's kind of how I got introduced to the industry, working there, doing tents, doing a lot of bigger corporate type of stuff. Would do a lot at Gillette right here. Would do the floor seats for the concerts. Would do tents in the parking lot. Would do stuff in Boston. A lot of work for colleges like MIT, Stonehill, Bryant, Bridgewater.
Yeah, that's a big thing because they use tents
stuff
for commencement ceremonies. They use tents for reunions. There's constantly a need at college campuses for tents. So I know that that's a very competitive market. I mean, if you land a university, you got to be feeling pretty good, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
But the essence of what we do is we get you into the homes of homeowners who might be thinking about having a private party. So just walk through the process of somebody who's saying, hey, you know what? I mean, it's April, right? So maybe something related to a prom, maybe something related to a graduation party. We've got those coming up. What is the process, and when should people be thinking about getting in touch with you?
Yeah, and that's really what I'm focused on at this point myself. So I started this company in at this point, I'm not doing those big colleges or stuff like that. So it is focused on the backyard parties, weddings, stuff like that. Most people, when they're renting a tent, it's their first time renting a tent and probably their only time ever renting a tent. So it is a kind of unknown thing. Depending on when it is, like for grad season, those couple of weeks in May and June, those fill up very early, and not just with me, but every tent company in the area gets sold out on those very, very busy weekends. So those I would try to get really as soon as possible. March is a great time. April, you're probably still fine in April, depending on the weekends in June. Definitely for the busy May weekends, you want those booked in March.
Got it.
For sure.
I just remembered we used you for our graduation party last year too. Yeah,
yep.
So 3 times. I'm a 3-timer here with American Event Rental. And here's what you need to know about the process, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a testimonial as a customer. It's hands off. 100% hands off. You tell James, hey, here's where the party's going to be, and he's going to pop by and he's going to look at it under most circumstances. And he's going to assess, okay, here's what I need. I'm going to go back. I'm going to get my team, and you're good. Like, you don't need much else. You may have to get a permit or something else under some circumstances, depending on where you're putting the tent up. Make sure you got some clearances, follow all the dig safe regulations so that you're not digging into wires and that kind of stuff. But after that, as the party planner and host, you're done. James comes in with his team. He puts the tent up. It looks awesome. You could get all kinds of stuff like lights. We had lights under the tent for the tent. Actually, I think all the tents that we had lights under. So that's a really nice touch. And then when the party's done, he comes and takes it down. So it's very easy. And I highly recommend him as a person who has used American Event Rental a couple of times. The other thing that you do that should not go unnoticed or untalked about is all of the extras. You mentioned it briefly. You said, yes, I build the tents, but you have to put things under the tent. So what are the extras that you also deliver that make people's lives easier?
Yeah, and just to touch real quick on the tent, like you mentioned, we go out, set it up, and take it down. We typically set it up, 1 to 3 days before the event. So if your event's Saturday, we might be out there Thursday. Set it up. You have all day Friday to do, whatever prep work, and then we'll come back the following week and take it down. So you're not rushed in or out of, getting it ready or picking it up. But yeah, everything else underneath the tent is kind of where it's endless, right? There's all kinds of different types of chairs, tables, tablecloths, different lighting. There's lighting we hang around the tent. There's up lighting. There's all kinds of different event items and equipment, different types of coolers.
Did you hear that? Like, they can provide coolers for you for a big party. So if you've got a party, like, how am I going to keep all my drinks cold? He can do that. One of the other things I noticed on your site, like popcorn machines, for instance, or maybe you want to do cotton candy or something like that. This is in many ways a one-stop shop. There's a lot. I mean, more than anything else, what's the website?
It's AmericanEventRental.com.
Boom. Go there and check it out, and it'll give you a great overview. Your eyes will be open. You'll say, oh, wow, this is super easy because I can get so many different things that I need. But you talk about the different types of chairs and tablecloths and that kind of stuff. So how would you grade them? I mean, if it's do you grade it like affordable, fancy, expensive?
Yeah. Pretty much. And there's I try to offer, like you said, kind of everything anyone could need or want, and have those different budgets, because not everyone needs a wedding type of chair at their backyard barbecue. So we have basic folding white and black chairs. We have white padded chairs, which are great for like bridal showers and baby showers and some nicer grad parties. We have Chiavari, white Chiavari, gold Chiavari, which is more your standard wedding chair. So yeah, kind of everything for different budgets, different events. Everything is unique. So some tents, maybe the ground it's going on, they don't like. Maybe it's a gravel, or it's muddy, or it's something that they don't want. So we can come in and put a flooring down. If they want a dance floor, we have dance floor for you. We have like a smoked oak dance floor. We have black and white checkered, which is a big thing right now. So different themes and styles of those types of items.
I want to go to your warehouse. I
Yeah.
can't imagine how
Yeah, you
huge
should,
your
yeah.
warehouse is. I mean, how much space do you have to store all this stuff in between parties?
Yeah. So right now we're just moving in right now to a 3,000 square foot warehouse.
Wow.
Yeah, because everything it's a lot of stuff, but it does pack down very dense, and then it's all kind of earlier. You mentioned logistics, right? And that's a big part of the business, being able to operationally get everything from the warehouse on the truck, delivered, set up, and then do it all in reverse. Right? Go pick it all up, get it back on the shelf, and trying to do that as efficiently as possible is really the big, I think, like operational challenge for the business, more than like thinking about parties, because we're not there during the event. We're just doing the logistics of getting the equipment there, setting it up.
Now, however, you were at the Bean Farm event,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
what was that emotion like for you to see people experiencing your work? Because that was a big tent, right?
Yeah.
That's on the larger size of the tents that you put up, I would guess.
Yeah, that was a 30 by 75 frame tent with lighting. Like you said, the lighting was great. But yeah, really awesome to be there during the event, see people under it, because that normally we never see that, right? Maybe we'll see photos of it. But to actually be there under the tent during the event was a special thing.
You're like, yeah, I built this.
Yeah.
But and your team is awesome. They have a great time. They enjoy each other's company, which I loved, because I was
yeah.
kind of hanging out doing so much myself, getting ready for that party, and I could just, they were having fun. They were listening to music, but you knew along the lines that they were definitely professional and getting it done. It seemed very routine. What else would you like to share? What's the best way for people to kind of get in touch with you? Oh, I got something we could share. If you want to meet James and talk to him in person, you should be coming to our party on March 17th at Neroli. So the St. Patrick's Day party, if you're unfamiliar with kind of how we roll, what we do is every quarter we have a party that brings together our sponsors like James, and we've got 80 companies that now sponsor Westwood Living. So they're all invited as part of their sponsorship to come to these parties and interact not only with each other, but also with you, a resident of the town. So it's a great opportunity for you just to come and have a great night, but get a chance to meet some of these businesses. So that must be a cool opportunity. I hope it's a good opportunity where, I hope you were walking around to the Bean Farm saying like, hey, this is my tent. Anybody need one?
Oh, yeah.
So that is a good opportunity for you to meet James in person. But otherwise, what's the next best step that people should take?
Yeah, I'd say the best way is online. Like I said, AmericanEventRental.com. Everything's on there. You can order most things online yourself, or at least kind of like browse and see our inventory. Our phone number is 508-779-6707. That's a great way as well. You can call, text that, or go online and check it out.
You will be in good hands. I give my full endorsement. So thank you, number one, for making our parties better, because you've done it twice already. And number two, just for supporting what we do with the publication, because we love making a difference in the community, and we couldn't do it without the support of companies like yours. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is James Masison. He is the owner of American Event Rental. Go to AmericanEventRental.com for all the very latest. And, of course, stop by the party on March 17th. And as always, my little spiel here at the end of every podcast, if there's somebody else you would like me to have a conversation with, just reach out, send an email to tleyden@bestversionmedia.com. I'll find that person, have a chat with them, and then share it with you right here on the podcast network. But for now, with James from Everything Bagel in Foxboro, I'm Tom Leyden saying so long and thanks so much for listening.